Hey friends, you know I'm a big fan of Pepsin Man. Of course, you watched an episode of that the other day. His catchphrase would be something like churn and burn, baby. Found some old Pepsin Man comic books, like the famous issue 7 when he fought Thanksgiving. I think you read about that a couple days ago. It's a good issue. And then, one of his toughest battles, issue 21, when he went up against Super Bowl Sunday. I mean, it was action-packed, as you can imagine. But like you know, as well as I do, that Pepsin Man is not all powerful. Like he can digest protein.
All right.
Hey now.
Mr. Kovacs Class. It's Mr. Kovacs Class.
You might learn a ton.
It's Mr. Kovacs Class.
It's interesting too.
It's Mr. Kovacs Class.
And he's super cool.
It's Mr. Kovacs Class.
Churn and burn, baby. I do that. Pepsin Man is not all powerful. Like he can digest protein, but only protein. And it only works if he's got an acid environment, and the acid that's made is called hydrochloric acid. He's powerless against other types of food, right? He is an enzyme, and this enzyme breaks, these are called digestive enzymes. They break things apart. Digestion really just means break it up, break it. Churn and burn, baby. When we break things up physically, we call it mechanical digestion. Like when you chew with your teeth or when you mush it up with your stomach, like it grumbling. But most digestion is done chemically with use of enzymes. Right? And pepsin is just one of these enzymes. Pepsin takes big pieces of protein, turns them into smaller pieces. Right? By itself, acid won't do it. By itself, pepsin won't do it. Only with acid can pepsin do it. But what about, by the way, I was thinking stomach would digest itself if it didn't have this nice mucus on it. But there are people that like to eat stomachs. We call that haggis. Haggis is a meal where you take an animal's stomach, usually it's a sheep or a cow, and then what do? You chop up the heart, liver, lungs, and you mince up some onion, maybe throw in some oatmeal or some other breadcrumbs and put spices and salt, and you boil it. Usually served with a side of potatoes. It's called haggis, eating animal stomach. And then, of course, the irony is when you swallow it, your stomach has to digest a stomach. Well, needless to say, there's other food besides protein, so there's a whole league of heroes. Right? I mean, actually, it starts in the mouth. When food enters your mouth, of course, you chew it, but your saliva soaks it, and that enzyme is captain amylase. Captain amylase. His job is to take carbs, starches, and break them into sugars. So he takes big starches and breaks them into sugars. Of course, then the food hits the stomach, and Pepsin Man takes over and he works on the proteins, breaking them into smaller pieces. We're trying to get to amino acids. But usually these two guys, Captain Amylase and Pepsin Man, can't break them all the way down to the smallest parts. So when we get to the intestine, that's where we need some help. First of all, you may have noticed that no one's even touched fats. Well, that's the job of the incredible bile. He's mean, he's green, he's a fat-busting machine. He is made in your liver and stored in your gallbladder, and his job is to bust apart fats into smaller droplets. But perhaps the most important character of all, the most important hero, is Pancreatic Juice Girl. Pancreatic Juice Girl, she's made in the pancreas, but she's like totally powerful, man. She's like Captain Amylase. She can break down starches into sugars. It's almost like Captain Amylase starts the job in the mouth, she finishes it. Pepsin Man, he breaks proteins down in the stomach, but he can't get them all the way down to amino acids. Pepsin Man starts the job in the stomach, But pancreatic juice girl, she finishes it. And of course, the incredible bile, he breaks fats into little droplets, but we want to break them down into fatty acids. That's up to pancreatic juice girl to do that. And she does all her work in the first foot of the small intestine. That's called the duodenum. Here, check it out.
Pancreatic juice girl, she's awesome. Pancreatic juice girl, she's awesome. Pancreatic juice girl, it's chyme time. Nah, Carbosaurus. It's chyme time. Oof. I'm the starch goblin. It's chyme time. Ugh. I am Darth Protein. It's chyme time. You can't defeat me, the evil Dr. Fat. I'm here to help. Thank you, Incredible Bile. Oof. Hey. It's chyme time. Pancreatic juice girl, she's awesome. Pancreatic juice girl, she's awesome.
Wow, I just finished reading that latest issue of Pancreatic Juice Girl. She's awesome. She's awesome. Churn and burn, baby. Digestion Justice League. It starts with Captain Amylase in the mouth. Then Pepsin Man in the stomach. Then you get to the small intestine, you get the Incredible Bile and the She's Awesome Pancreatic Juice Girl. Did I mention she's awesome? Right? So it's like, here, you get a big piece of food and you shove it in there. First thing in the mouth, amylase enzyme starts breaking it into pieces. Your teeth help with that too. Then it goes into your stomach where the churn and burn happens. Pepsin Man breaks the proteins into pieces. And then finally, in the first part of the small intestine, you've got the Incredible Bile and Pancreatic Juice Girl breaking them into smaller pieces. So you're trying to go from here, food, hamburger, you got until like the first foot of the small intestine to get them to as small pieces as you can. That's called digestion. Now, after you break them down, well, now you need to get those pieces to Magnus. Smash! That happens in the small intestine as well. That's called absorption. And whatever you don't absorb, that's what you get rid of in la toilette, if you know what I mean, you know? All right, so we're just the first part of digestion. Amylase in the mouth, pepsin in the stomach, bile, and pancreatic juice in the small intestine. Those are our digestion superheroes. I am Captain Amylase. I pity the fool who messes with the drool. Churn and burn, baby.
Bile break fat.
It's chyme time.
Hot dog!